Good morning, all of you.
Good morning, sir.
You are able to see the screen, right?
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir.
You are able to see the presentation, right? A blue color
Yes.
screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's
Yes,
start the session. So in the earlier session, we have discussed we have seen introduction to the course engineering mechanics. In that session, I did mention what is engineering, what is drawing. So what is this particular course meant for? And by learning this course, what you are able to, what kind of knowledge you are able to gain, and what are the different tools used for this one? What is engineering drawing? How it is different from artistic drawing? And different tools used in engineering drawing. Okay, and the syllabus. We have seen only the overview. So, what is this course meant for? What are the things we are going to discuss? So, those things only we have seen. Okay, so in this session, what we will do is, so we are going to enter the session. You can consider this one as the initial session. So where we are going to start with the basics. So as I told before, going to start unit one. So we need to learn some of the basics. You need to understand some of the terminology. First, let us go through the terminology. So once we are coming with the, once we are able to understand the things here, so then you can start. We can start the part drawing part. Okay. So we will go into basics once we are able. Once you are able to understand the technology. So welcome to engineering drawing session number 2. And my name is Lakshmi Narayana. So and I am from mechanical department. So first, let us uh, see by the end of this session what you are able to understand or what you are able to learn, right? So in this session, you are able to understand importance of dimensioning. What is dimensioning? What is the necessity of giving dimension for the drawing? What we are drawing on the sheet. So what is the necessity of going for dimensioning? So the importance you are going to learn, and the terminology related to dimensioning. So that one we are going to see, and then there are different ways of placing dimension. So those different ways we are going to see, and which one is preferable. So that one also we are going to learn here. And bisecting a line. So as the name indicates, bi means two. So secting means dividing into portions, right? So bisecting a line means dividing a line into two equal parts. So how that can happen? So we are going to see. Draw a perpendicular line. So it is quite easy. So when you have an instrument, so it is quite easy to draw a perpendicular line for a straight line from a particular point. Okay, if you have protractor, it is quite easy. But if you don't have protractor, so how you are able to draw? Similarly, we are going to learn how to draw a parallel line through a given point for the existing straight line. Okay, and then if you want to divide a straight line into n number of equal parts, here n may be 6 or n may be 7, n may be 8. So whatever may be the number of parts you would like to divide. So how to divide that one? So that one we are going to see, and bisection of angle also. Okay, bisection means, as I told, so dividing into two equal parts. So here earlier we are going to learn bisection of line. So here we are going to learn bisection of angle, and finding the center of an arc. So if an arc is given, it is asked to calculate the center of that particular arc. How to calculate, how to point that arc, how to find the arc, how to find the center of that particular arc. So that one we are going to learn, and if time permits, I will teach polygon also, construction of polygon. Regular polygon, we have regular polygon. So regular polygon means the sides of all the polygons are equal. Okay. So these are the things you are going to understand or learn by the end of this session. So if time permits, I will go for construction of polygon also, or otherwise we are going to learn the remaining things, right? So let us start this session. So first question. So before going to start the question, before going to start the session, I would like to have one question for you people. If I want to describe the details of a particular student in specific, how I can? The question is, if I want to describe the details of a student in specific, how I can? Suppose if your one of your relative came to college and he wants to meet you. Okay. So how he can meet you? So what kind of details he will give? Can anyone unmute yourself and tell me the answer?
Our name,
Yes.
class,
Yes.
section.
Yes.
That's it, sir.
Yes. Your name?
Devisri, sir.
Devishri, very good. Okay, so Devishri has given certain details or parameters. You can call it as parameters even. So by mentioning those details, we can find a particular student, right? So there are certain parameters to describe anything. Suppose here in this case, if I want to describe the details of a student completely, so I would like to mention the name, student name, and register number, and which year she is studying, first year or second year or third year, and which branch, mechanical or EC or BE, CSE, so what kind of branch she is studying and where she is from. So if I mention all these things, what will happen? So there will be one specific student. If I want to meet, suppose Sita is the name of particular student. If I want to meet, so if I mention Sita, so I would like to mention Sita. So in the gate I did mention I would like to meet Sita. So I came here for meeting her. So would you like? So will you arrange a meeting with her? So then there may be number of Sitas. So Sita ane peru unna vallu chala mandi undochu. So there may be more number of students. Likewise, okay. So in this case, if you mention the details like this, student name, register number, year of study, branch, so where she is from. So if you give a set of details like this, only one student will exist, right? Only one student will exist. I need reply from you. Okay. Only one student will exist. Okay. So this is called describing in specific. So it is very specific, right? So only one student will be there, right? So and when we consider the case of drawing, so if you want to draw a particular object, so if you mention with the dimensions, then it is specific. Suppose if you ask you to draw a rectangle, suppose if you ask you to draw a rectangle, so is it specific? So suppose if you ask you to draw a rectangle, yes, I need reply from you. Yes, are you able to hear me?
Length and breadth are needed.
So it is not specific, right? Are you able to hear me?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
so when I
sir.
ask question, unmute yourself and let me know
Yes,
the
sir.
answer, right? So class should be live when it is there is interaction. If I teach on like this, there won't be lively way. So why? Because so if I am communicating with you, so there will be feeling. So you are learning in online, right? So it is not a recorded session, right? So you can communicate with me. So if I ask you to draw a rectangle, so it won't be specific, right? Why? Because so you can draw rectangle as per your wish. You can draw at an angle, or you can draw as per your wish, as per your dimensions. But if I ask you like this, draw a rectangle of length 100 mm and height 40 mm, so then is it specific?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
so it is specific.
Yes, sir.
So when we mention the geometry which is needed to be drawn with dimensions, then it is specific. So that is the importance of drawing. Suppose if you want to purchase a land, so there you need to mention the dimensions. Okay. So if you want to represent a distance between 2 points, you need dimension. Okay. If you want to measure the diameter of a particular object, so you need dimension. So dimension is very important. So let us see the dimensioning terms and notation, right? On the screen you are able to see a rectangle, right? how do I mention dimensions here? So in engineering drawing, how do I mention dimensions here? So what are the dimensions we can represent for the rectangle?
Length, breadth, length and breadth. Length
So
and
length and breadth we can represent for the rectangle. How do we represent? So when we are going to represent length, so we need to mention where it is starting from. For that reason, so I will draw a line like this, right? So a small line, so which is nothing but came from,
you share sir.
yes,
Slides are not changed.
Slides are not coming, sir. Sir.
line అంటే మీకు ఉండే
Slides
స్లోగా ఏమైనా యానిమేషన్ రావచ్చు అండి. ఇక్కడైతే వస్తుంది. సో మేబీ ఇంటర్నెట్ బ్యాండ్ విడ్త్ మీకు ఉండేది తక్కువ ఉంటే సో రావచ్చు, లేట్ గా రావచ్చు, వస్తుంది, కొంచెం వెయిట్ చేయండి. ఓకే, సో ఇప్పుడు వచ్చి ఉంటది, ఆల్రెడీ ఉందండి అక్కడ లైన్ రెక్టాంగిల్ కింద.
Slide.
So this is the line. Are you able to see? So this is where the length is going to, the representation of length is going to start. Now I will draw whatever may be the length. So I will draw up to that point. So now I did represent another line. So in between these two, so I am going to represent the length, right? So are you able to see?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
కనిపించట్లేదండి?
Screen is not shared.
No, sir.
Screen
Not
is
shared.
not shared, sir. Yes,
Ah,
sir.
now
Yes, sir.
okay,
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
So there is a rectangle. So this is the portion where the length starts. This is the portion where the length ends, right? So in between these two, so we are going to represent a line like this. This is called dimension line. On this, we are going to represent dimension, right? So this is representation of length. You are able to see, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So likewise, if you want to represent width or depth, so you need to start. Two lines where it starts and where it ends. In between those two, so you need to draw a line like this. Okay. On that you can represent the dimension. So here 100 is the length of the rectangle, 40 is width of the rectangle. So here, if I don't mention these lines, okay. So then, what does it mean if I don't mention these lines? I am not going to represent where it is going to start and where it is going to end. So in engineering drawing, so while going to represent dimension, it is very important where the dimension is going to start. So here the dimension is going to start. Here the dimension is going to end. So for this dimension, it is going to start here. It is going to end here. So I need to mention the representation of dimension. So in the case of representing dimension, first I need to mention where it is starting, where it is ending. In between those two, I need to draw a line like this. So if you observe, this arrowhead should touch the particular line here, okay? And that particular line we call it as extension line. Okay, what is the name of that one?
Extension line.
It is extension line, right?
Extension line.
At the end or at the starting of the geometry, so you are going to draw extension lines. So in between those two, so you are going to represent so dimension, right? So here this 100 is called dimension. Okay. So whether it is length or breadth or height, okay, whatever may be the case, so you are going to commonly call it as dimension. Here there is a line which is represented in between extension lines, right? So that one we call it as dimension line, right? So you need to carefully understand the terminology. Extension line is nothing but the line. So where we are going to represent the beginning and ending of the line. Okay. So beginning and ending of the line will be represented by extension line. And in between those two, they are the beginning and ending of the lines or extension lines are connected by dimension line. And dimension is placed above the dimension line. Okay. So you can observe these things here. Okay, so this terminology is important. Why? Because I am going to use these words in the next slide. So extension line, dimension, dimension line. So it is clear for everyone, right? If you are not able to understand,
Yes,
you
sir.
can unmute yourself and you can ask me. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, don't hesitate to ask even whether it is a simple doubt. Okay, no problem. I am here to help you. Okay. If you have any doubt, you can ask me at any instant, no problem. Right? Here, I am showing you arrowhead, right? So just I have zoomed the arrowhead. So అంతకుముందు నేను చూపించిన drawing లో arrowhead ఉంది కదా. So అది just zoom చేసి మీకు clarity కోసం చూపిస్తున్నా. Okay. So this arrowhead at the end should touch the extension line. So ఈ arrowhead blue color లో ఉంది కదా. So extension line I have represented in black color. So the arrowhead end, which is point 8, so that should touch the extension line. Okay, so if it doesn't touch the extension line, it is a wrong way of representation. So while giving dimension in engineering drawing on the drawing sheet, so you need to take care of these things. Okay, so the mistake, the general mistake, what will be done by students is, so they will represent dimensions, but the arrowheads won't touch extension lines. And the arrowheads, drawing arrowheads is also important. Arrowheads, there are different arrowheads. This is filled in arrowhead. So if it is hollow, that means empty inside. So then it is different kind of arrowhead. So use this one only. So here, if I consider the bit, if it is x, then length of the that arrow will be 3x. That means these two will be in the ratio of 1:3. That means there is I don't ask you to use a scale and draw with scale. I won't ask you to represent dimensions or arrowheads. Sorry, I won't ask you to represent arrowhead with the help of scale. You can draw with free hand, but remember they should be in the ratio of 1:2. They should not be in the form of a square. సో అంటే ఇక్కడ x వాల్యూ ఎంత ఉందో సో ఆ 3x వాల్యూ కూడా సో లెంగ్త్ వాల్యూ కూడా సో మీరు x పెట్టేశారు అనుకోండి సో అది స్క్వేర్ షేప్ లో కనిపిస్తుంది స్క్వేర్ లాగా ఎలాగంటే సో ఈ ఆరో నుంచి వెళ్ళే లెంగ్త్ సో 3 టైమ్స్ ఉండాలి బిట్ కంటే సో యు నీడ్ టు రిమెంబర్ దిస్ వన్ సో దట్ ఇన్ డ్రాయింగ్ సో ద ఎక్స్టెన్షన్ లైన్ షుడ్ టచ్ ద arrowhead. Extension line should touch the arrowhead and the width of the arrowhead and the length of the arrowhead should be in the ratio of 1:3. This is very important. Okay, so what I am going to teach in this class or what I am teaching right now, so they are very important. Why? Because it doesn't relate to only 1 unit or 2 units. So it is related to entire engineering drawing. So you are going to give dimensions from unit 1 to last unit, unit 6. Very important. So you need to remember all these concepts, right? So there are different ways of placing dimensions. Let us see what are the different ways of placing dimensions and which method is preferable. So mainly there are two systems of placing dimensions, two ways of placing dimension. First one is aligned system. So the name itself will give you the meaning aligned system. So here you are able to see a figure on the right hand side, right? Yes or no?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Screen not sure. No,
What you
sir.
are able to see only aligned system is there, right? No figure.
No, sir. No, sir. We are seeing dimension terms and notations.
Terms and notifications only we can see, sir.
Okay, so bandwidth వలన సో మీకు అప్పట్లేదు నాకు ఏం తెలియట్లేదండి. So this is the problem with Microsoft Teams. It requires high bandwidth, whereas when we consider Zoom, so it requires only low bandwidth. You can transmit with low bandwidth. So, but when there are more than 100 number of students, Zoom doesn't support, whereas Microsoft Teams will support. So that's the problem. So at least you are able to see up to now. Uppudana ocean placing of dimensions ani.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You are able to see right now?
Yes, sir.
Basics of
Yes, sir.
dimensions.
Yes, sir.
Slide to slide చేంజ్ చేసేటప్పుడు సో మీకు ప్రాబ్లం వస్తుంది అనుకుంటా సో అంతకుముందు కూడా అదే ప్రాబ్లం వచ్చినట్టుంది ఓకే సో ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ నాట్ ఏబుల్ టు సీ ఎనీథింగ్ ఆన్ ద స్క్రీన్ జస్ట్ ఇమిడియట్లీ అన్మ్యూట్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్ అండ్ టెల్ మీ ఓకే సో నాకు తెలుస్తుంది లేదు మీరు అలా సైలెంట్ గా కూర్చున్నారు అనుకోండి ఏం తెలియదు కదా సో ఇది అయిన తర్వాత నేను బోర్డు మీద డ్రా చేస్తాను అందుకే నేను వీడియో ఆన్ చేయలేదు సో వీడియో బోర్డింగ్ ప్రొజెక్ట్ చేస్తుంది కెమెరా బోర్డింగ్ ప్రొజెక్ట్ చేస్తుంది సో నేను సిస్టమ్ ఉన్నాను ప్రెజెంటేషన్ అయిన తర్వాత బోర్డు ఆన్ చేస్తాను బోర్డు మీద డ్రా చేద్దాం అప్పుడు వీడియో ఆన్ చేస్తాం ఓకే ప్లేసింగ్ ఆఫ్ డైమెన్షన్స్ సో when we consider placing of dimensions there are two systems or two methods first one is align system right you are able to see right
Yes, sir.
okay on the
Yes,
right hand
sir.
side you are able to see a figure right so there are different
Yes, sir.
dimensions placed along horizontal side vertical side and this is for a diameter so there they have represented can anyone tell me the similarities here what you are able to observe from the figure how the dimensions are placed what is the relation you are able to understand in between the dimension and dimension line yes unmute yourself and tell me what you are able to observe here from the figure
Please place it under the dimension line.
yes dimensions are placed
Particular to the dimension line as we observe the diagrams.
yes very good your name
Nandini, sir.
Nandini, very good. Okay, so here if you observe the name align system, the dimension is aligned to the particular direction. Okay, so first thing you can observe is the dimension is aligned with the direction. Suppose if the dimension, if you are going to consider along horizontal direction, number of presentation, of convention Monday. Sunday on yeah. You are able to see the screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So here, when we consider the first thing, the name itself will give you the meaning align system. So align means that the dimension will be aligned as per the direction. So if you consider horizontal direction, the dimension is horizontal, right? Aligned horizontally. Okay. And if you consider the vertical direction, the dimension is aligned vertically. Okay. So along and in both the cases, if you observe the common thing is the dimension is always perpendicular to the dimension line. The dimension is placed always perpendicular to the dimension line. So these are the points. So when we consider the placing of dimension, always it is perpendicular to the dimension line as told by Nandini. Okay. So same thing. And if you consider here, the dimension should be placed near the middle and above the dimension line. So the mistake done by students is, so they will place in contact with the dimension line. Don't place the dimension in contact with the dimension line. So you should maintain a little gap. So when you provide a little gap, so it is legible. So it is clearly visible. So one can read properly. So if you mix both the dimension and dimension line, what will happen? So when there are more number of dimensions, it is quite complicated to read all those dimensions. If you provide space, little space in between the dimension and dimension line like this, so it is quite easy to understand, right? So it is quite easy to understand what is the dimension from this location to this location. What is the dimension of this particular one? So here I am able to represent the diameter of a circular hole here. So and even if you observe, so this is called leader. So this particular way of representation is called leader. So here I am able to represent diameter as 16. So this is symbol for diameter. So when you use 5 in the drawing, it represents diameter. So diameter is 60. So here, if you represent horizontal dimension, so it is horizontally. So when you are going to represent vertical dimension, so it is just rotated to an angle of 90 degrees. So this 20 will be, this text will be rotated at an angle of 90 degrees and it will be placed like this, right? So whatever may be the alignment of dimension lines, along the dimension will be aligned and it will be perpendicular to the dimension line. So the dimension will be perpendicular to dimension lines. So even in this case also, so it is perpendicular to the dimension line. So let us see the next system, that is unidirectional system. The name itself will give you the meaning here. Okay. So observe the figure which is on the right hand side. You are able to see, right?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
slide key, so change
Yes,
your-
sir.
Okay. So maybe because of bandwidth, okay. So consider having broadband connection, okay. So if possible. Okay, so you choose it. So if you are able to see the figure, so then you will be able to understand one common thing. What is it? What is the common thing that you are able to see on the figure?
Dimensions are same.
In the middle of dimension line.
So dimensions are placed similarly, right? So whatever may be
Yes,
the context, whether you are giving a horizontal dimension or vertical dimension, okay? So you are able to place the dimension horizontally. And what is the difference between the earlier one and this one?
Dimensions are arranged in
Dimensions are
between
placed
dimension.
in between the dimension line. So the dimension line has been broken at the center and the dimension is placed in that. So this is used in the case of large drawings. Whenever you want to represent large drawings, heavy drawings, so there when there are multiple number of components or multiple number of drawings, it is quite difficult to turn your head as per the alignment. If you use aligned system, sometimes you need to rotate the sheet and see, or vertically, sometimes you need to see horizontally. So for that reason, so this will be used for heavy drawings. So all the dimensions can be read from the bottom edge of the drawing, and the dimension lines are broken at the middle, and you will insert the dimension there. Okay, and as I told you, so it will be used on the large drawings where there is a convenience for reading the dimension from the right hand side, right? So this is about unidirectional system. So there you can find two systems for placing dimension. One is aligned system, another one is unidirectional system, right? So now you tell me the differences between these two. So I will place drawings here. So these are the two drawings. One is a unidirectional system, another one is aligned system. Okay. So now you tell me the differences. Unmute yourself and what you are able to understand from this, just express in your own words. No problem.
Sir,
Yes.
where the unidirectional in dimensional line and inserting it.
Yes, very good. And in these two systems, aligned system is preferable. Okay. So we are going to use aligned system for engineering drawing. Why? Because we are going to learn very simple things. Okay. Drawing of polygons, pentagon, hexagon, octagon, ellipse. Okay. And projection of points, projection of straight lines. Okay. Projection of planes, solids, and isometric views. These are very simple things. For these kind of simple things, aligned system is preferable. Okay, so for representation of dimensions, you need to follow the left hand side figure. So you need to represent like this. Okay. So I am explaining all these things. Why? Because you need to follow these things throughout the course, not for unit 1 or not for unit 2. So for all the complete units, you need to follow these things, right? So align system is preferable, right? Next. General rules for dimensioning. You are able to see, right?
Yes, sir.
So when
Yes,
you are
sir.
doing dimensioning, what are the points you need to keep in mind? First one, the dimension should be mentioned completely. Okay, so when there are 3 to 4 dimensions, mention 2 dimensions and leave 2 dimensions. That won't be good. So no further calculation should be there. So in order to know a particular dimension, so I should not perform any calculation, right? So like that, you need to mention the complete dimensions. Okay, and next, every dimension must be given and it should be given only once. Okay, so you need to give a dimension only once. When you consider rectangle, so on the lower end you can represent length, on the right hand side you can represent breadth. Suppose if you keep on the top side also, if you represent length, so it won't be good. So one time it is enough. Representation of dimension one time it is enough. So you can do it only once for a particular side. Okay, so horizontal side rectangle ki length represent cheyalante, so only observe just short. Okay, so a dimension should be placed on the view where it is where its use is shown more clearly. So ekkadaithe readability untundo, so ekkadaithe manaki clear ga untundo, so you need to represent there itself. Okay, and if it is not possible, so in a particular place there you can place it outside the view. Suppose if the length is very small, suppose if the length is 15 mm, okay, so that means 1.5 centimeter. Suppose if you are not able to represent the value inside that particular length, so then what you will do, you will draw an extension line and there you will represent there. Okay, so dimension line ni koncham extend chesi, so akkada you can represent. So that is about this point. Dimension should be placed outside the views unless they are clearer and more easily read inside. And there should not be any crossing of 2 dimension lines. Dimension lines should never cross each other. So ఒకవేళ అలాంటి సిచువేషన్ వస్తే, సో ఏదైతే మనం నెక్స్ట్ డ్రా చేయబోయే డైమెన్షన్ లైన్ దాన్ని ఇంటర్సెక్ట్ చేయబోతుందో ఆ పర్టికులర్ ప్లేస్ లో మనం అరేంజ్ చేస్తాం. ఓకే, అండ్ దేర్ ఆర్ డిఫరెంట్ వేస్ ఆఫ్ రిప్రజెంటింగ్ లైన్స్. Okay, so thick line, thin line and dotted line. So 3 lines ఉన్నాయి. సో థిక్ లైన్ ఏంటంటే, సో మనం ఏదైతే ఆబ్జెక్ట్ రిప్రజెంట్ చేయాలనుకున్నామో సో అది థిక్ లైన్ యూజ్ చేస్తాం. సో యూ కెన్ యూజ్ అప్సరా ఎక్స్ట్రా డార్క్ HB పెన్సిల్. ఓకే, సో ఫర్ రిప్రజెంటింగ్ థిక్ లైన్స్. ఫర్ థిన్ లైన్స్ యూ కెన్ యూజ్ HR2H పెన్సిల్. సో హార్డ్నెస్ H ఇంక్రీజ్ అయ్యే కొద్ది హార్డ్నెస్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుందని చెప్పాను. H 2H 3H 4H. సో మీరు H వాల్యూ ఇంక్రీజ్ చేసే కొద్ది లైట్ గా వస్తుంది, అలాగే HB కి వెళ్తే డార్క్ గా వస్తుంది. అప్సరా ఎక్స్ట్రా డార్క్ అయితే నీట్ గా ఉంటుంది. సో ఇంకా మీరు రైట్ సైడ్ పెంచుకుని B వాల్యూ పెంచుకునేది అయితే ఇంకా డార్క్ ఎక్కువైపోతుంది. సో HB is enough. So I need one dark pencil and one light pencil. So purchase HB pencil, one HB pencil and one H pencil. సో రెండు సరిపోతాయి. సో ఫస్ట్ ఇనిషియల్ గా మనం ఏదైనా ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ని కన్స్ట్రక్ట్ చేసుకోవాలనుకున్నప్పుడు ఫస్ట్ we will draw with construction lines. There we are going to represent the final drawing in the form of thick representation. So there we use HB pencil. Okay, and when you are going to represent center line, there you are going to represent it as dotted line. Okay, and never represent the center line as dimension line. So dimension line eppudu కంటిన్యూస్ లైన్ రావాలి, అంటే స్ట్రైట్ లైన్ రావాలి, అది థిన్ లైన్ రావాలి, నాట్ థిక్ లైన్. డైమెన్షన్ లైన్స్ ఆర్ థిన్ లైన్స్. ఓకే, నాట్ థిక్ లైన్స్. థిక్ గా రాకూడదు. అంటే మీరు ఏం పెన్సిల్ యూజ్ చేయాలంటే HR2H. ఓకే, సో దీస్ ఆర్ ద థింగ్స్ ఆర్ పాయింట్స్ యూ నీడ్ టు రిమెంబర్ while you are doing dimensioning, right? Next. So there are different ways of representing dimensioning. So dimensioning ఇచ్చేటప్పుడు so different ways ఉన్నాయి. So one is continuous or chain dimensioning. So ఇక్కడ మీరు రైట్ సైడ్ ఫిగర్ చూస్తే మీకు అర్థం అవుతుంది. So you are able to see, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So here how is the linkage of two dimensions? They are in a straight line, right? So all the dimensions are straight line. Small dimensions are placed first. Later, the complete dimension is placed under that. And if you observe the dimension 16, 20, and 10, they are in a straight line. Whatever may be the least dimension, you can eliminate that dimension here. Why? Because we need to avoid the dimensioning twice. If I mention the dimension there, so there I need not to represent the value of 60. For that reason, so small dimension will be eliminated. This kind of this style of dimensioning is called continuous or chain dimensioning. If you observe here, so the dimensions are arranged in the form of a straight line. And overall dimension, if you observe the 60 value, so it is placed outside the smaller dimensions. Okay, where smaller dimensions are placed inside. Okay, so whatever may be the smaller dimension, so one of the smaller dimension you can eliminate, right? So this is about continuous or chain dimension. So when we consider the next dimensioning, so that is progressive or parallel dimensioning, right? So this is a progressive or parallel dimensioning. So there, by starting a common extension line, so I will start representing dimension for each and everything. So in the earlier case, so I have represented each and every dimension for the same figure. I have represented dimensions in the form of straight line. But here, if you observe, I am representing with respect to a reference common extension line. So this kind of representation we call it as progressive dimensioning or parallel dimensioning. So all the dimensions will be represented from a common baseline or common extension line. So when you provide like this, no need of calculating error. So no need of calculation, and there won't be any error. So error will be avoided. So when you consider the earlier type of or style of dimensioning, so there we are eliminating the smallest dimension. What will happen when we eliminate the smallest dimension? Suppose if I want to calculate that particular value, so again I need to add all those and subtract from the large dimension, right? So that is avoided when you use this kind of dimension, right? And this is the preferable method in both the dimensioning styles. Okay, so dimensioning styles so that is chain dimensioning. So this is progressive dimensioning. This method is preferable when compared with other method. So this is continuous or chain dimensioning. So continuous or chain dimensioning and progressive or parallel dimensioning. So tell me the difference between these two in your own words. Just unmute yourself and let me know the answer. Yes, unmute yourself.
Progressive and parallel dimensions should all are measuring from the base, sir.
Yes, base extension line. Or
Whereas
baseline. Yes, very good. Next, what about continuous or chain dimensioning?
they are not measuring from the baseline, sir.
Yes, and they are arranged in the form of a
Side by side.
common straight line. So common straight line reference తీసుకుని so దాని మీద మనం dimensioning చేస్తాం. So when you consider, so in these two different styles of representing dimensioning, progressive or parallel dimensioning is preferable, right? Progressive or parallel dimensioning is preferable. So in both these, right? Let us go to drawing part now. So dimensioning related basics అని నేను చెప్పాను. ఓకే, సో ఇప్పుడు మనం డ్రాయింగ్ స్టార్ట్ చేద్దాం. సో అందరినీ నేను కొన్ని తెచ్చుకోమని వాట్సాప్ గ్రూప్ లో పెట్టాను. సో ఐ డోంట్ నో హౌ మెనీ ఆఫ్ యూ బ్రాట్ దోస్. సో తీసుకొచ్చారండి అందరూ?
Yes, sir.
We brought it.
Yes,
So everyone has white notebook, right?
sir.
Okay, so let us learn the concept of bisection of line. Okay, next drawing perpendicular line. So when there is no protractor, when there is okay only compass, how to draw how to draw perpendicular line to a point, and parallel lines, bisection of angle. So all these things let us learn. So you are able to see the board, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So in board may explain yesterday. So I will use two color chalk pieces, two colors. One is white, another one is pink. Okay. So Nino white epudu use chesina. So you need to use HB pencil. Okay. And a dark draw cheyamani. If I use white. If I use pink color, so that means you need to use lighter color. So that means for construction, right? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
ఓకే సో ఇక్కడ మీకు కెమెరా నుంచి వీడియో కనిపించకపోయినా సో మీకు ఏదైనా ప్రాబ్లం వచ్చినా సో నాతో కమ్యూనికేట్ చేయండి సో దట్ ఐ కెన్ మాడిఫై థింగ్స్ హియర్ ఓకే
Big screen.
yes you are able to see me right so that big screen is related to your mobile okay so if you turn your mobile so then you will be having big screen right all of you are able to see me right
Yes, sir. Yes.
yes, you are able to see the board right
Yes, sir.
first let us learn bisection of line you are able to see the font right
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
okay so here whenever I am explaining a concept I will explain with the help of letters so that means so here when I am explaining the concept of bisection of line so I will take a line AB okay I won't mention the dimension I will take a line AB and how to do bisection of line I will explain in the form of step by step okay so just note down those steps okay and later after this procedure I will give you a problem so bisect a line of 100 mm length sorry 100 mm length so then you will be able to do that by using this procedure so first I am going to explain this concept by considering a line AB so here when I use white color chalk piece that means it has to be drawn with HB pencil, Apsara extra dark HB pencil. So this is point A, this is point B. So with the help of scale, just draw a straight line AB, right? So now we need to divide this line into two equal parts. So how we can divide? So what are the instruments that do we require? So now consider your compass and place pencil in that one. So pencil place cheyandi okay so now consider this A as center so I am using pink color one okay pink color chalk piece so ante meer H gani 2H gani so vadali light color kavali so more than half of the value consider with the help of compass more than half of the value of AB consider it as radius of the compass ante idea undi kadandi andarki
Yes, sir.
Yes, more than half of the radius of more than half of AB consider as radius. Draw one arc on the top side and draw one arc on the bottom side. From A as center with the help of compass and radius and this call under half of the AB kana equal. So AB lo half kante equal radius ki tisukoni A as center drop one arc. Okay, drop another arc on the bottom side. Okay, with the same radius. Now, B as center, drop one arc to intersect the LA draw arc, and here from B as center, the same radius, drop one arc. Now join these two. So this is one point, this is another point. Join these 2 points. Okay. This is the point C where you have divided the line into 2 equal parts. So here AC will be equal to BC. So this is the point midpoint. C is the midpoint. You are able to draw. So I will explain once again. So first we have considered a straight line AB. Okay, we have considered a straight line AB, and what we have done, we took the compass. With the help of compass, what is the radius we have considered? More than half of AB. So half of AB kanna, so koncham ekku value iskondi. Consider A as center. Drop one arc on the top side as well as the down side. Okay. With the same radius, B as center. Drop one arc to intersect the earlier arcs drawn. So then you are going to have points. This is one point. This is another point. With the help of a scale, draw a line passing through these 2 points. Now this line will intersect the straight line AB at a particular point, so which is nothing but midpoint of straight line. So you are able to understand, right?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let us do it for dimension. So take the problem. Bisect the line. Bisect a line of 100 mm length. Bisect a line of 100 mm length. So everyone follow the procedure what I have explained right now. Okay. First, with the help of scale, first represent a point A. Okay. So and with the help of scale, so draw line up to 100 mm length. 110 centimeters. 100 mm means 10 centimeters. Right? So represent those as A and B, or otherwise no problem if you don't represent, right? So whenever you draw a dimension, you need to represent the dimension value, right? So here, so ఇది ఇక్కడ నుంచి start అవుతుంది dimension అక్కడ end అవుతుంది. First I need to represent those, right? So I am going to represent with the help of pink one. That means you need to use H or 2H. So in between those two, so I will draw the dimension line. So this is dimension line, and I need to represent arrowheads. So observe here how I am going to represent arrowheads. So first ikkada width represent chestanu. So width ento represent chestanu. So just I will connect these. Okay. So ikkada arrowhead eppudu so ee extension line daati bayitiki raavadu. And dark this one. So the same process here also. So ikkada enta width undo same ante width pettukondi ikkada kuda. Join these. Fill this arrowhead like this, right? So what is the dimension you have considered? 100, right? You can consider this point as A, this point as B. So this is AB of 100. So now you have drawn straight line which is of 100 mm length. So now you need to divide this one into 2 equal parts. The procedure is same as mentioned earlier. Consider A as center. Half of more than AB, ante 100 lo half ante 50. So more than 50 mm you need to consider as radius. Okay, you can consider 55 or 60, 75 as per your wish. Consider more than half of that, not less than that. If you consider less than, you may ask me, so what happens if we consider less than half? Okay, so the arcs will never intersect if you consider less than half. Okay, for that reason you need to consider more than half of that. Okay, so more than half of AB, consider more than half of that line. Now A as center, drop one arc on the top side as well as the down side. You can do parallel with me. You can do parallel with me. So keep your mobile in front. Okay. So better you buy mobile stand if possible. So just it will cost around 100 rupees. You can use online. 100 rupees untadandi. So nearby shops lo kuda dorukundi. So adi pettukunte meer free hand tho book pattukoni draw cheyadaniki possible avutundi. So leda edana book meeda petti draw cheyadaniki try cheyandi. Okay. So you need to draw. If you see like this, if you don't draw, you won't learn engineering drawing. So you need to draw parallelly. So then only you will be able to understand. So now with A as center, I have dropped arcs onto both the sides, top as well as down. So now B as center with the same radius, I will drop arc such that it intersect the earlier arcs drawn. Okay, so same radius for B as center. So let us drop arcs. So now you are able to find points. This is one point. This is another point. Join these two. Join these two like this. If you observe, I didn't cut the 100 value. So dimension నేను cut చేయలేదు ఎందుకంటే dimension line okay should not be intersected by any lines. Dimension కానీ dimension line కానీ so దేని చేత intersect అవ్వకూడదు. సో అందుకని నేను డ్రా చేయలేదు దాని మీద. సో ఇక్కడ కొంచెం గ్యాప్ ఇచ్చింది. Okay, this is the point where it has been bisected. So you can consider that point as C. Right? You are able to understand, right?
Yes, sir.
Everyone has drawn.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, very good. So this is bisection of line. If you are not able to understand the concept, you can ask me at any instant, no problem. Right? Can I erase this one?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When I am explaining the procedure, just try to write down in the form of points. So make the form points lo write and try cheyandi anta short ga veelait anta short ga. So then at the time of examination, if you want to refer it, it is very easy, right? Next, drawing perpendicular line. How to draw a perpendicular line for the existing line? Suppose if there is a line AB, this is point A, this is point D. So there exists a line AB, so and here there is a point P. For the point at the point P, I need to draw a perpendicular line. So how I can draw? What are the different ways we have? So here you can use protractor. So in the drawing hall, so while you are representing on the drawing sheets, you can use protractor. So protractor and this only. So it will be like this. Semicircular shape only. So it could 10, 20, 30. So center is 90 on so 90, 100, 120, 130. So lastly 180. Semicircle, right? Semicircular form lo only. So angle notation. Okay. See protractor center is P the coincide. Okay. So this is method 1. So protractor center so that should be coincided with C. Sorry, with P. So then you keep a dot mark over 90. You keep a dot mark over 90. Now join that point and the point P. So after 90 is representation of point. Next P point is join cheyandi. So they will be at right angle. So that means these two lines are perpendicular. Suppose if you consider this one as Q. So AB and PQ are now perpendicular to each other. So PQ is the perpendicular line to AB. Okay. So this is the easiest procedure. Okay. We have another procedure when there is no protractor. Are you able to understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is one procedure.
Yes, sir.
Let us see another procedure also. Can I write this one?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So the same straight line I have considered AB. So now P is the point I need to draw. Okay, so P is the point where I need to draw a perpendicular line to AB. So what I will do is I will use a H or 2H pencil. Okay, and with the help of compass, any convenient radius. Okay, so I will drop a arc onto left hand side. I will drop a arc onto right hand side. So same radius. T center, drop arc onto both sides. With PS center, drop arc onto both sides. Okay. After that, okay, let us consider this point as C, this point as B. With C as center, okay, with C as center, ఇంతకు ముందు CP ఏదైతే రేడియస్ కన్సిడర్ చేసారో ఆ రేడియస్ కన్నా ఎక్కువ రేడియస్ తీసుకోండి. సో టేక్ రేడియస్ మోర్ దెన్ PC. C as center, drop one arc. Okay, and with the D as center, with the same radius, drop another arc. Okay, what you have done? So with C as center, more than radius of PC, drop one arc onto this one, and drop another arc with the same radius. D as center, drop another arc. Consider this point as Q. So as this is a perpendicular line and you are drawing perpendicular line, so as it is asked, you need to represent with dark line. Okay, so this is represented by HB pencil. So they are perpendicular to each other. This is one way of representing. This is one method of representing perpendicular line. If you don't have compass, these are basics. You are going to use these concepts in all the units. You are going to perform these things, right? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now let us see drawing a parallel line. Drawing parallel line through the given point. Suppose there is a line AB like this. This is line AB. Okay. So you need to draw a parallel line to this one. So when you consider drafter, what you will have is, so drafter chosen, you will be having a scale like this. You will be having a L-shaped scale like this. You can rotate this one, you can move this one as per your wish. Okay, so appudu ikkada oka knob undadani cheppanu kada. So ikkada oka knob untundi. So if you rotate this knob in clockwise, it will be locked. If you rotate this one in anti-clockwise, it will be unlocked. That means you can rotate this L-shaped scale as per your wish. Okay, so what we will do is we will unlock the knob first. So when you unlock the knob, so it will be rotated. So that means so ela vastundante, so appudu ila arrange chestuntam. So then you will arrange the scale like this. The base of this line, this scale should be parallel to AB. So parallel to AB set chestuntam. So after that what we will do, so ikkada oka knob untadu annaduga. So just what we will do is we will turn the knob in clockwise direction. So when you turn the knob in clockwise direction, what will happen? The scale will be locked. Okay, the scale will be locked. Ante so parallel ga meer ekkada move chesina, so drawing sheet meeda if you are able to move the scale at any desired position, so the scale won't move. The inclination whatever you have kept here, so that will be kept throughout until you unlock the knob. So knob ni so malli anti-clockwise lo meeru rotate chesi, so release chesent varaku aa direction lo untundi. So now, okay, suppose if there is a point P here, you need to draw a line which is parallel to line AB. So the simplest way is, so just take this scale to this point. Okay, so నేను ఇక్కడ రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తున్నా స్కేల్ తీసుకెళ్ళిన తర్వాత ఎలా ఉంటుందని. సో ఇది అరేంజ్ చేస్తున్నాను, నాకు ముందు డ్రా చేస్తుంది. So now what we will do is, so we will take the scale like this. So అక్కడ L shape scale అన్నాను కదా, సో స్కేల్ అలా తీస్తుంది. So ఈ scale కి ఈ point P అనే point touch చేయడం. So now with the help of pencil, so we will draw a line like this. Okay. So then we will move this L-shape scale. So scale ఏదైతే ఉందో పక్క తీసుకొచ్చేస్తాం. So now we are able to draw a parallel line. So drawing లో so మన engineering drawing లో parallel line draw చేయడానికి వాడే procedure ఇదే. So there is another procedure. You need to draw arcs. You need to transfer points. Okay. So I think it is complicated for you people to understand. For that reason, I am not explaining here. But I did explain this one here. How to draw parallel line. So while drawing in the drawing hall, so I won't explain once again. So it is quite easy. Just okay, you need to place the drafter here parallel to this line and lock it with the help of knob. Okay, and you can move to any desired location. Say point nunchi aithe manam draw cheyalo, just keep at that point. Okay, so keep the scale at that point and draw parallel to that. Right? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
We are done with the bisection of line, and we have done with the drawing perpendicular line, drawing parallel line. Now dividing a line into a number of equal parts. So dividing a line into a number of equal parts. Suppose if this is the line AD. I would like to divide into a number of equal parts. So n may be 3 or n may be 4 or n may be 5, your wish, right? So ఇప్పుడు మనం ఎప్పుడైతే కన్స్ట్రక్షన్ చేయాలనుకున్నామో so there we need to use H or 2H pencil. Okay, so now so take your protractor. Okay, so keep it at the center A. So దాని center A కి మ్యాచ్ అయ్యేటట్టు పెట్టండి. So draw a line which is at an inclination of 30 degrees. So 30 degrees లో ఉండేటట్టు ఒక లైన్ డ్రా చేయండి. Everyone with A as center, draw a line like this which is at an inclination of 30 degrees. So ఎలా డ్రా చేయాలి ఐడియా ఉంది కదా. సో పాయింట్ A ఇది ఇలా ఉంది లైన్. సో ప్రొట్రాక్టర్ ఇలా పెట్టారు. This is point A. So ఈ స్ట్రైట్ గా ఉండేది 90, ఇది 10, 20, 30 ఇలా ఉంటుంది కదా. సో ఇక్కడ 30 దగ్గర పాయింట్ పెట్టుకోండి. సో జాయిన్ A అండ్ దిస్ వన్. సో అప్పుడు 30 డిగ్రీస్ లైన్ వస్తుంది. Yes, everyone got 30 degree line, right?
Yes, sir.
Suppose if I want
Yes,
to
sir.
divide this line AB into 5 number of equal parts. Okay, so I would like to divide this AB into 5 number of equal parts. What I will do now is, with the help of compass, take it convenient radius. Okay, so compass is